like money and you like crypto, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. Also, don't forget, we do have a contest you can find on our Twitter on the pinned post there, pinned tweet, where we're giving away a full Bitcoin, 5 Ethereum, 4,000 Cardano, so much stuff. You don't want to miss it, so make sure that you do that. Guys, it was a rough night for a lot of people. Not rough for me, and I'm going to tell you why at the end. But the fact is that so many people got wrecked and liquidated last night. And at the end of this video, I'm going to explain to you guys how you can avoid that. Because it's something that, just like Thanos, is inevitable. So we're going to be talking to you guys about that. We're going to be looking at the Bitcoin price, why I believe now things are extremely bullish. Just like that, we had one brief correction. We're going to be looking at targets, price targets. We're also going to be taking a look at Ethereum, where now I'm not the only person calling for a $2,500 ETH. And this is not by Valentine's Day. So it will be by the end of this month, maybe this week. So we'll be taking a look at someone who believes that Ethereum is about to absolutely crush it. We're going to look at what happened. Why did Bitcoin have this massive dip last night? And then what does this mean for the future? And dun, 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 a Tesla mystery. We've got a gigantic Tesla mystery, guys. So right now we're coming in 648,000 subscribers, guys. Definitely appreciate everybody, continuing to follow the channel. We've got our big giveaway once we hit 1 million. So we just started the giveaway, last Tuesday? In 6 days, we're already, I think, about what would that be? About 1/8 of the way there. We're about 12.5% of the way there. So it shouldn't take too long to get that. But I wanted to show you guys, we did have our Michael Saylor video over the weekend. We had part 2, and then we also had part 1. We had one without music, had a lot of complaints on the music on the first one, so we did a second one. We may remove the original one at some point. We can't decide exactly what we want to do with that. But I hope you guys really enjoyed that video. And the thing to me that was pretty interesting, right? Number one, Michael Saylor gets one of my jokes in a 2-part interview. That was pretty entertaining to me anyways. But I still laughed. He might not have laughed, but I still laughed. But the thing is, we got into a very heated discussion about the scarcity and rarity of Bitcoin. And I feel like a lot of people really misunderstood what was happening there. We were kind of just talking past each other. We both believe the same thing, that part of what gives Bitcoin its value is the scarcity. My argument is that one day it's going to be hard to buy Bitcoin in mass, right? It's going to be hard to buy 1,000 Bitcoin. The price is going to be so high due to the scarcity and rarity of Bitcoin. That's what drives the price, the supply and demand economics behind it. And then he was basically saying, like, yes, on some level, people will always be able to buy Bitcoin. Yes, everyone will sell, or anyone will sell Bitcoin. Everyone has a selling price, I believe, even though, of course, he says that they don't. There will be exchanges. There will be people out there that will buy Bitcoin at any price point. It's just how much of that Bitcoin are you going to be able to get? You're not going to have institutions come in being able to make 1,000 Bitcoin purchases like that, because the people that have that amount aren't going to want to sell it because it's going to be so valuable. So something to think about there. And there were some comments that I found to be pretty funny about the video, and saying, "Oh, Michael Saylor, he's so much smarter than Ben here." Guys, who bought Bitcoin 8 years before Michael Saylor had ever even heard of it? I'm just saying. All this stuff that he's saying now is stuff we've been telling you on this channel for years and years and years. So just make sure to keep that in perspective. We loved having Michael on. Definitely want to have him, on again in the future. I'm going to really hit it hard, trying to get a good joke for him next time. It's going to be my new mission, making him laugh during the interview. So, guys, also make sure you're following us on Twitter. Like I did say, we hit 188.6K. Our target for last week was 180,000, and we blew it away. So let's go ahead and get over 200,000. So if you're not following us on Twitter, make sure to go do that. We're going to post several clips from the Michael Saylor interview over there. So you guys are definitely going to want to see that, because there are a lot of great sound bites. And, to hear somebody talk about where Bitcoin is going, like Michael Saylor, who, I don't know if you guys caught this. Did anybody else get the feeling watching that interview when I asked him about Grayscale that it kind of irks him that they're not number one? I think his goal is to be the number one Bitcoin holder, or at least have MicroStrategy be the number one holder. They want to get more than Grayscale, I think. He didn't say that, but that's kind of the idea I got. But it's interesting to hear somebody so adamant that there's not going to be a bear market. Everything's going to go up basically forever. And, that what we've seen in the past, all the models are broken. Now, I'll believe it when I see it. So, we might have a little bit more, on that in the future. But let's go ahead and jump in, guys. Let's look at Market Watch. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I think my computer is frozen here. Okay. Do we shut down? We're good?
No, I don't. I need you to reconnect.
Oh, I got removed. Okay, there we go. Are we good now?
Nope.
No. Well, we're having technical difficulties here, guys. I connected it. It's immediately kicking me off.
Now you're connected.
Okay, it was kicking me off. Okay, guys, here we are. Look at the overall markets. 87. You want to go back to Market Watch? Start that over. We're just now getting into the markets. Almost 8,800 coins. We've got the market cap staying, even after this dump, staying at $1.7 trillion. 24-hour volume up considerably, $150 billion. And Bitcoin dominance, 61.3%, has started to rise a little bit. Ethereum bouncing back a little bit as well. We got big news on Ethereum, a new proposal on the Ethereum side. After this weekend, basically the miners, they back down. The miners back down. We will talk about that here in a bit. Ethereum coming in 1784 on Friday night. I was talking with somebody about an Ethereum trade, and we got into talking about, that support line. And that $1,730 support line for Ethereum has been really, really solid. And we will look at the ETH chart a little bit later. As you guys can see, it looks like we formed like almost a little double top here for the Ethereum chart. But I think we are going to see massive moves from Ethereum this week. Looking at the biggest gainers of the last 24 hours, Holochain. Now, I want to ask you guys this question. Holochain coming in almost a penny. Do you guys want another video where I discuss projects like a top 5 coins or something of projects that are like under a penny, or maybe top 5 projects under $1? We've talked a lot about that mindset of the price. It actually isn't super important, but I know that's what you guys love. You guys love that, even though I scold you all the time, like, that's not the way to look at it. You still want it. So let me know in the comments if you want a video like that. It's something I've been looking at doing. Last 24 hours, we got Holochain coming in at 71%. Harmony, a lot of people asking me about Harmony. I don't know that much about Harmony. I know it was a Binance Launchpad project. I remember when it launched, I was trading the crap out of it on Binance and made some good money on it. But, it's not one I've been particularly invested in. I think I own 0 Harmony. So, it's up massively for the week. Maybe something to check out. Engine Coin, still pumping. And this is one, guys, Hedera Hashgraph. A lot of people have been asking me about that over the last 24 hours. It's up 137% for the week. But we've talked about HBAR, pretty considerably. I think it's pretty good. I don't know why anybody would hate HBAR. Not the sexiest project around, but it's got a lot of stuff to like for sure. We're bullish on it. We own HBAR. We do have HBAR in our portfolio. Then we've got VeChain and Algorand coming in between 14 and 17% gains. 1 inch right after we sold it, of course, pumped up. So that's definitely pretty good. Look at the biggest gainers from the week. Oh, this is what I wanted to oh, God. Those are the projects that were down for the week. Voyager, Phantom. Of course, we picked the worst ones to cover, apparently. Chili's, the most massive week this week, 275% gains. Decentraland, a lot of people asking me about this one as well. It's virtual real estate, kind of like Ready Player One stuff. And somebody was talking to me about this yesterday, or I think I saw it on a TikTok. Basically, somebody talking about how these virtual real estate worlds, including Decentraland and Sandbox and some of these other ones, that these really are the key to unlocking the future of a Ready Player One type metaverse, which is why I'm very interested in Sandbox. So definitely something to look at. But I want to check this out, guys, because there's something going on with Binance Coin. Right now, it's down 4.25%. But let's look at the biggest loser of the day in the top 100 for this. We got Frontier with a massive drop today, still over $3. QBX, Narwhale, Swap, Goose, Antimatter, one that I covered a couple weeks ago. Reef got into a big disagreement with Alameda, big fund research or fund. I don't exactly know what they are, but Cream Finance. This is what I wanted to look at. Cream Finance down 8.44%. On Twitter, let me see if I can find this real quick. CZ tweeted about this. Apparently, there is an ongoing attack against the Binance Smart Chain. A number of DeFi projects are under DNS hijack, attack, Pancake, Cream, etc. This is a warning, guys. Please be very, very careful and do not use them until they recover the situation. Please also spread the awareness. And so Pancake Swap said, this is now confirmed. Do not go to the Pancake Swap site until we confirm everything's all clear. Never, ever input your seed phrase or private keys on a website. We're working on recovery now. Sorry for the trouble. So, guys, when you got, emerging technology coming out like blockchain, you have some of the stuff that happens. You got to take it in stride, and you got to know, how to be safe, how to do the right stuff. Always make sure. Now, this is an instance where you're going directly to the website you're supposed to go to, and you still could be phished or hacked. So make sure you guys are careful. I suggest spreading your money out across a lot of different sources. Don't keep it all in one place. Don't have it all in one chain. Don't have it all in one wallet. That's not, in my opinion, the best way to do stuff. We've got money spread over every place imaginable. Sometimes I just find money I didn't even know I had that I forgot about it. Like finding $20 in your pocket. Graham Stephan did not like that. Graham did not like that. When I said that I had just found $80K randomly in a wallet somewhere, he was like, what? Yeah, it's pretty funny. But anyways, guys, we like Graham. Hope you guys enjoyed our interview with him. So let's move on. Let's talk about the Bitcoin chart. Because to me, the Bitcoin chart right now is looking very, very sexy, very juicy. We're using Market Cipher here. Which, reminder, Mr. Elron, can you change that code to 5% for 10% on the website? Because we do have, yesterday was the last day to get 10% off Market Cipher. So now that code has gone down to 5%. And of course, as always, if you want to sign up for Bybit or want to sign up for Market Cipher, you guys can go to bitboycrypto.com/deals, and you guys can sign up. About halfway down the page, you guys can find all the information right here. We're going to talk about a massive trade that I'm in right now, here in a few. So, okay, so looking at the chart here, and got the Market Cipher indicator on top, you guys can see last night on the 45-minute chart, which is very confusing because we had just got a continuation of the bull pattern right there with the green dot. We got a blood diamond. You guys know when we get these blood diamonds, it's not good. It usually leads to something very, very dramatic, and that's what we saw. And I'll be honest with you guys, I gotten wrecked all weekend just making bad trades. Just making bad ones, and not using Market Cipher, just the price dropped, FOMOing, people dropping 70, 80K. Sometimes that stuff gets in your head. Even when you're like me and you look at the charts, you understand the fundamentals, sometimes that stuff gets in your head. And I definitely fell victim to it this weekend. And so the long and the short of it is I've been kind of taking a hands-off approach. And I told you guys yesterday that I was looking at that CME gap. I think I put bad information in the description of that video. I said it was at $57,025. That was just where it had closed at. But in fact, the gap itself was actually right at $58,000. Last night, I put in a trade on the chart, and I got in profit, and I set a stop loss in profit. So overnight, I would have got liquidated, would have lost a ton of money, and I didn't do that. So it was good. But last night, a lot of people did not fare so well. They basically, this blood diamond came on the 45-minute chart, and of course, we got this gigantic, dramatic dump. Everybody trying to chase it in the middle of the night, wrecked after wrecked after wrecked. I know somebody that lost a lot of Bitcoin in this. And like I said, at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you guys how to protect yourselves against that, because there's a very easy way to protect yourself against that. But let's talk about right now, because I want to show you guys something that's very interesting in the chart here. When you look at Market Cipher, you guys know we don't only use the green dot indicator at the bottom, but it is a very, very, very strong one, okay? If we were to go to the 15-minute chart, you guys would have seen, actually, let's go to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart, we got a green dot a few hours ago, basically. Okay, now this is a very strong green dot. It's at the bottom. You guys see the momentum wave down here. Very, very, very strong. Let's go to the 40-minute chart. Look what's there. Same one. So look at the hour chart. It's a little harder to see because I've got it covered up with the highlighter. But if you look here, another green dot. Okay. The long and the short of it is, as we go up here to the 2-hour chart, looky here. We also got this on the 2-hour chart. Green dot right here. Guys, this is confirmation after confirmation after confirmation that things are about to pop back up. And so right now on the 3-hour chart, we don't necessarily have that yet. But everything else is screaming bullish. If you go to the 4-hour chart, which we love to use here as well, you guys will see on the 4-hour chart, it looks like we are cutting down some here after that big dump yesterday. But I don't see anything on here that's super bearish on the chart. It looks like things are just kind of getting ready to reset a little bit. Because if you look back here at the beginning of February, you guys saw how many days, well, if you look back here in the beginning of February, look how many days it was bullish. And then right now it looks like we're kind of starting the same thing. So in my opinion, I don't see anything on the Bitcoin chart that makes me shy away from a trade. We'll get to my trade here in just a minute. But I think that if you got an entry last night, or this morning, somewhere around $55,000 or in between $55,000 and $56,000, I think you're probably sitting in a pretty good spot. If we go over here to the daily chart, you will see on the daily chart, we did get our first red diamond in several days. Not a blood diamond, but one of the small red ones right here. And it looks like to me, I'm not sure how much lower we're going to drop, but the price dropped from, what was it, 61,000 last night, and it dropped all the way to 54,000, I believe. Let's see exactly what that is on the chart here. Let's see how much we dropped. That's a big drop, guys. Massive drop. From the peak on Sunday to where we're at right now, or to where we wicked down to, yeah, 12% loss in one day. Wow, that's massive. Not nearly as big as the gains we've been seeing, but one of the most massive drops. If we look at what happened when Bitcoin topped up over 58,000 and we got the big drop, from there, we saw an even bigger correction. It was like a 25% drop, just like that. So I look at this more as, like a little cup and handle formation here, and it could be ready to pop off. I think that's what we're going to see. Chris talks about that today from Crypto on our video at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to come back and check out his analysis. So let's go talk about my trade right now. I had been getting absolutely freaking wrecked all weekend. Just after Friday, I told you guys I'd gotten wrecked. And the thing is, you got to be patient. And sometimes when you're winning a lot of trades, you just feel like you can't lose. And then you just start racking them up, loss after loss after loss. Getting in at the right times, not taking profit, getting in at the wrong times, messing up with a stop loss and things like that. So we had dropped big over the weekend, but we've hit a nice rebound today. So basically, when I was looking at the chart, I got in, let me go to the hourly chart here. So I had basically gotten in right here near the bottom. The bottom was 54.5. Wow. I got in at 55.5. So doing pretty good right now, and I think things are feeling pretty bullish. But I'll show you guys my trade. So right now we're up about 25K in this trade. And it's something I feel good about. I feel like I'm not going to probably get wicked out. I don't think we're going to double bottom here. If you look here at the chart, you guys can see we have a low, and then we have a higher low. And then I think we'll, probably be heading back up. There's so much going on right now with Bitcoin, with the stimulus package. A lot of people are getting those checks this week. A lot of bullish activity we're going to look at here in just a second. But kind of what am I looking at for this trade? I think we're probably going to be heading up back in the $58,000 territory. I don't see any way that we're not. But I think my targets are I did set a stop loss just in case. I mean, if it drops down dramatically, it dropped $1,400 in a minute earlier today. So I've got my stop loss at 55,326, and then I got my take profit at 61,000. I can see it recovering the entire day's losses in about a day. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for my trade. I don't know what you guys are looking at in terms of yours, but it looks like we do have a nice little uptrend after it bottomed out here. And just a reminder, if you do want to sign up for Bybit or Market Cypher, you guys head on over to bitboycrypto.com/deals, and you guys can get the information. We're going to be kind of reorganizing this page a little bit, so it'll be back at the top. A lot of you guys are saying you're getting Market Cypher. You're doing really well with it. We had a video this weekend, a tutorial on how to set those alerts. And that's actually how I got this. That's actually how I had gotten into this trade. I was looking at the hourly chart and the 2-hour chart and looking at it looked like a green dot was going to print at the bottom, because just so you guys know about Market Cypher, whenever you guys get a momentum wave that carries below this little white line that goes all across the screen, it's going to print a very heavy green dot. And if you look back throughout the history of Bitcoin and Market Cypher, you will see the biggest gains come out of these green dots. Now, it's not the only signal to look for. You should certainly look for, these blood diamonds here, very important to pay attention to. You should be looking at your lines of support right here, your lines of resistance. There's a lot of stuff taken into consideration, but this green dot is money. When you get the green dot at the bottom of the screen, it is pretty clear money. Sometimes you can get a double bottom, and this will basically get wiped out. Like if you look back, you guys will see several times where, like right here and right here. So it's not always where it immediately goes up, But sometimes you'll get this double bottom, and that second one will act kind of as confirmation that it's like absolute go time and absolute moon time. So I was looking at that. So what I did, just like I talked about on my video this weekend with Market Cipher, I had set an alert. You do that by going to alert, and you guys can see that March 15th, I had set an alert for a possible long with a green dot at the bottom of Market Cipher. So this morning I was busy. I did my Monday interview with Chris from Crypto, video at 2 o'clock today, but I was talking to him, and I was kind of watching some stuff, and I was writing a script, and right in the middle of it, I got that alert. I got it sent right to my phone, right through email. Hey, you need to go jump on this trade. So I jumped in on that trade, and I was absolutely crushing it. I was up at the beginning of this stream about $50,000, and you guys can see it's been dropping. I don't think this is counter trading, though. I think this is just the price correcting a little bit after it had absolutely mooned over the morning. So I still feel really good about this trade. I still think we're going to end up, with a big gain from it, and that is what I'm focused on right now with trading. So, and also, guys, I do want to talk about our portfolio here for our 1K to 10K challenge. This thing is like nearly impossible. It's so hard to be able to turn 1K into 10K with the prices dropping every time we make moves. So Phantom is down 5% for the day. I think Phantom is going to bounce and have a strong recovery, but I just feel like a lot of times our hands are tied here because it's not like we can just trade around. That's what we tell you guys not to do, which is trade around quite frequently. You want to be patient and things like that. So I think what you guys should be taking from this, I'm just going to tell you what you should be thinking. It's a lot easier to make money with leverage trading than it is swing trading. A lot easier. So, but you can also get wrecked. I mean, as you look, as many downswings as we had on this, we haven't gone negative. We've remained positive. So, something to look at. So, let's move on. Let's look at Bitcoin this week. 60K meets whale sellers. 5 things to watch in Bitcoin this week. We've seen something very interesting in the Glassnode chart as well. I don't have it pulled up, but there's several things that are kind of leading towards Bitcoin's growth this week or lack of growth. China growth counters lagging stocks. I'm telling you guys, watch that stock market. Watch the stock market. Things are starting to feel very dicey on the stock market. I hope you guys enjoyed Friday at Stonks Day with Justin from Couple Cents on YouTube, or A Couple Cents on YouTube. We'll be doing another video about stocks this Friday. We're going to do one stocks video a week. So let me know what you guys think about that. But it says, it's a mixed picture for macro markets as the week gets underway, with no clear narrative dictating what the knock-on effect could be, if any, for risk assets. While bond yields are troubling U.S. futures, Asia could be better as China reports almost inconceivable growth for the first months of 2021. It feels like we're getting that reserve currency taken pretty soon. That's what I would say. I'm not exactly sure. It's not like they just dictate like this is the new reserve currency, right, TJ? Do you know exactly how that works? There's not like a body that does it.
Yeah, it has to be voted on, and it's all through the IMF, the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, all that kind of stuff.
So I guess there is an entity that votes it. I didn't think it does. I thought it was just kind of like the currency becomes strong, and that's what people start using, and it just transitions. The concerning thing is that it looks like China's crushing us right now. And I told you guys for a long time, that's not good for the United States. If China's crushing us, blockchain's the future, the United States is lagging behind China, then what does that say about where we're going? So this is definitely one thing to watch. And we know that the market depends a lot of times. We'll look with the India news later. Like if they just come out and say, oh, you know what, we're going to ban crypto, then you guys know what happens. The prices go down.
Go up.
Wait, what?
When the countries try to ban it, the prices go up.
We're talking about two different things. Yes, when countries come out and say that they're banning crypto in their country, a premium pops up for the Bitcoin price in that nation. But when China and India come out and say it, it's FUD, and so the news article will actually push the price down a lot of times, or the news story will push the price down a lot of times, like I have across the world. So in the country, there's a premium. The larger regard, I mean, we saw this all throughout 2017, 2018. Whenever China says they're banning crypto, prices would drop. So, but for U.S. retail investors, meanwhile, the short term is dominated by the macro issue, stimulus checks. With a go-ahead from lawmakers, $1,400 direct payments are already in the mail. And by the way, guys, in the comments, have you guys received your stimulus checks? That's what I want to know. Some people say they've already been direct deposited. Other people say by Wednesday. So I want to know if you've received your stimulus, make sure to put that down below. The move adds to the colossal U.S. debt mountain, already over 28 trillion before its approval, and signals an ultimate return to inflation, even as the Fed itself insists that the risk of such a scenario remains low. Problem is, free money makes poor and middle class poorer. Buy more gold and silver. That was Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Anthony Pompliano was saying similar stuff over the weekend. Guys, we know this is bad for the economy. This is terrible for the economy. It's good, as the girl I saw on TikTok say, it's good because she can go out and get crab legs tonight. But it's not great for the economy. And it's a bribe is what the stimulus is. We know that. This is a bribe for you guys to hush your mouths, take your check, even though you haven't been able to work and God knows how long, some of you guys. We're going to give you a $1,400 bribe. Now shut your mouth for 6 months, and then we'll give you another one.
So it looks like about 15% of people have gotten their checks.
15% of people have gotten that check.
A lot of people saying Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday's the day. It's kind of aligned back with what I told you guys last week. It seemed like it was one last push down. It couldn't handle the push down over the weekend. It still bubbled back up. But I'm still looking for, price of Bitcoin to get back on the increase here by the end of the week. And I think that news could definitely be big. Here's one of the most interesting stories, though, guys. Whale pressure hits exchanges. Now, with Glassnode, and we look at this with Chris from MM Crypto today, the number of whale wallets that hold over 1,000 Bitcoin, it dropped dramatically over the weekend. So there is a lot of movement to exchanges. Now, what is it? Is 60K such a big psychological level? I don't know. I don't really have the answer for that. I'd be really curious to see what people in the comments think. Because to me, $60,000 isn't a level to where I would think people would want to massively sell off. Let me see if I can pull up the Glassnode thing here. Let's see here. Glassnode. Let's see your studio. All right, so let's see if we can find it, because it was so dramatic. I've never seen anything this dramatic in the price. So addresses, wallets, entities, I think it'll be right here. Okay, so it's this one. This is it right here. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I'll move it in, TJ. I got it. Okay. Let's zoom in here a little bit, and let's look at this, because this is, what do you make of this, TJ?
Yeah, that's wild.
Isn't that wild?
Huge dump.
Look at this drop. This is the number of Bitcoin addresses with a balance over 1,000 Bitcoin.
So you got to wonder if those are some huge OTC buys, and maybe a couple whales, run a lot of those wallets with over 1,000 Bitcoin. Like one entity controls 50 of them or something.
Yeah, I mean, and that could definitely be something. I would say I think this is probably more of some kind of organizational shift between some group or entity that's got a lot of Bitcoin, because it doesn't really make sense. Because this is certainly not the end of the bull market. Nobody believes that. And even if it were, we don't see these massive sell-offs right at the end of the bull market. They start doing this a few months beforehand. I would think this is the largest 1 week drop in these addresses in history. It went from 2,451 addresses all the way to 23. It's not nearly as bad as I made it sound, I guess.
Well, what's this right here? Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's the last time it was a pretty substantial dip, obviously.
That would have been in 2015. I would say that is probably, that might be people buying Ethereum, maybe. Yeah. It might be when Ethereum really started popping, and then people might have started moving Bitcoin. But I don't know, guys. I don't know what heads or tails to make of this. I'm still trying to digest the information, because we've never seen a drop this big, I don't think.
Well, what's one thing that's interesting to look at is, drop, huge pump.
Yep.
Drop, huge pump. Drop, huge pump. Drop, and then pump. This was a pretty sharp drop and a really sharp recovery. So I would imagine drop, huge, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you're probably right on there. I mean, none of us think this is over. I mean, we're just getting started here. So, all right, let's move on. Let's look at the Ethereum chart. One thing is, I did have this pulled up. You guys will really love this. I want to see you guys in this guy's comments, by the way, Simon Diedick. I want to see you guys in this guy's comments if this doesn't happen, like y'all get in mind. Experts predict Ethereum $2,500 all-time high next week. That's this week. Now, that was at 4:30 a.m. On Saturday morning. So that was before we had this dramatic price drop. But Simon Dedek, Moonrock Capital managing partner, predicts ETH will take all altcoins with it to the moon. Ethereum recently reached its highest price of $2,000 last week. Let's see. Many have shown support for the tweet with almost 4,000 likes and 500 retweets. However, many altcoin fans are curious to know which coins it will likely drag up with it. Moonrock Capital is a London-based blockchain advisory firm known for its early bet on Polkadot. So people know what they're doing. They've also been credited as a key driver for Polkastarter, which is an absolutely huge project right now as well. So more attention on those Polkadot projects here in the near future. But looking at the Ethereum chart itself, what do we really see here that seems to indicate that? It seems like right now, in my opinion, that a lot more of the Ethereum price, hopium, if you will, is just coming off fundamentals. I mean, we're just looking at so much. Wow, did it bounce off that same line again? Look at that, guys. Wow. Once again, we saw this, the hourly chart. Where did we see that support line is? Right there, 1730 again. Bounced right off of that thing. That is such a strong line. But the point is, the charts, what are they saying about Ethereum? I don't think they're saying a $2,500 rise for Ethereum in the short term. But yeah, that's what some people are saying. Maybe by St. Patrick's Day. Wait, is that tomorrow?
It's soon. I don't know when St. Patrick's Day is.
Guys, I have to look. What day is St. Patrick's Day?
By the way, shout out to Carl in the chat, the moon.
What's up, Carl? Good to see you. Wednesday, March 17th.
So 2 days.
So 2 days. So, I mean, guys, obviously it's going there. Obviously, right? Am I right? But there's nothing really to me in the technicals that seem to point towards this massive price rally that he's predicting. But we did see on the hourly chart, we did see these two blood diamonds yesterday, which obviously is based upon Bitcoin. So I don't trade Ethereum nearly as much as I trade Bitcoin. When Bitcoin drops, this is what we see, period. I have my Ethereum that I hodl, and then I've got, obviously, the Bitcoin that I trade with on Bybit. But to me, I definitely think that I don't want to be caught with my pants down on an Ethereum drop based on Bitcoin. I'd rather be ahead of it with Bitcoin. So let's look at the daily chart here for Ethereum and see maybe kind of what we could be looking for. It looks like on the daily chart, it looks like we did get a red dot here on Market Cipher over the last 24 hours. You guys can see right there. I really wish these colors were a little better. It's kind of hard to see on the screen, the red is. But right now on the daily chart, if we were to kind of look at some lines here from the bottom. Oops.
So somebody, Brian S. Super Chat said the Glassnode inflows could be wrong. They tweeted something about some miscalculation due to Gemini transfers as inflows.
Interesting.
So he said you might want to check their Twitter.
Oh, okay. Well, let's pull that up, actually. Let's pull that up. Glassnode. Let's see what they had to say here. We've been receiving messages asking about large Bitcoin inflows to Gemini, and we do know that a lot of times can be F2 pool. They like to send money to Gemini. Its clarification is incorrect. The reported transactions were internal. Those were funds that were already on the exchange's wallets and were transferred internally. So I don't really know heads or tails of that.
No, that's a little different than what we were talking about. But.
Yeah, let's. Can you take me down for just 1 second here? Let's go check out Crypto Quant, by the way, while we're just sitting here. Let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't look like, you can pull it back up now. It doesn't look like, anything significant for Bitcoin in the last 24 hours or so with F2 pool dumping or anything like that. So, but let's get back here to Ethereum. Let's go to the hourly chart. Let's see what we can kind of expect in the next few hours for Ethereum. You guys can see, I mean, it's been down near support. I think there was also a good, let's see, what did Justin Bennett had put a good thing on Twitter here. Let me pull that up. Let's see here. Justin Bennett. I thought he had put something about the Ethereum price that I thought looked pretty good. There it is. Okay. Oh, no, that's VeChain. That's VeChain. Maybe this week, VET at all-time high, VET breakout confirmed. Here it is. Okay. Okay, basically it looks like that, what he's looking at is we've now broken out of this downtrend right here, and we could be testing back up the top of this channel, which would be at 2100, which once again, there's just nothing in the technicals really to me right now that say 2500 this week. I think that a lot of it is fundamental driven. And something that I think is really underrated right now is the NFTs. I mean, the NFTs are continuing to just be such a focus. I've actually now been contacted, the people I've been contacted by, I've been contacted by about NFTs is insane right now. I got contacted by, I'm just going to say, one of the biggest influencers out there. I haven't even told TJ this yet. And I assume that's probably what it's about. So I haven't responded yet, but, pretty big stuff going on in the world of NFTs. And that NFT hype could be what we see breaks ETH out of this lagging hype that it's been in, or lagging price action lately. So, okay, so let's move on to this. We have some more crazy news about Ethereum. As you guys know, we had the EIP 1559, and the miners were supposedly going to do this massive show of force. Some of them are still claiming that they're going to do it. April 1st is the day for that, by the way. It's a big nothing burger is what it's going to end up to be. But EIP 1559, I got a big video on ETH 2.0 tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern where we're going to talk a lot about this in detail. But the quick version is EIP 1559 controls the supply, adds adaptable block sizes, should fix gas prices. It launches in July. The miners are pissed. Why are they pissed? Because they've tripled their mining revenue in the last 2 months. They love the high gas prices. Makes you wonder, what they've been doing on the behind the scenes to keep those prices going up. And so when the Ethereum Foundation, the Ethereum developer community decided that they were going to go ahead and push this EIP 1559 through, the miners were super angry about it because now part of their transaction costs or transaction rewards is going to be sent to the Ethereum Foundation to burn, which overall should affect the price in a very positive way. However, it's going to affect their bottom line in the short term. There is now a new proposal. This is now seen as the kind of compromise, the middle ground here. What this is going to do is it's going to increase the block rewards to 3 Ethereum, which could somebody in the chat, by the way, if somebody in the chat knows what the current one is, because I don't know what the current one is. I tried just a quick Google search, couldn't really find it to know what it is now. But it's increased to 3. And then what they're going to do is every quarter, they're going to decrease the rewards 0.25 ETH. So it'll basically by the end of ETH 1.0, when ETH 2.0 launches, it'll be all the way down to 1 Ethereum per block these miners will be earning. So what this is supposed to do is supposed to aid to the speculation of the price, which could be one thing that pushes the price back upwards. But the increased price means that the Ethereum that they will earn from their block rewards should be higher in value and kind of in the short term at least offset that big punch in the stomach that they got from Vitalik with the EIP 1559 increasing. So Red Panda Mining, this is a guy on Twitter who is an Ethereum miner, and he's kind of one of the leaders of this anti-1559 thing. And kind of one of the leaders of, hey, let's do this show of force and show everybody that if we wanted to destroy the network, we could. Like, what's the win in that? Does anybody know? What is the win? And hey, I think if we want to destroy the price, we can destroy the price. To me, there's nothing there that would indicate something positive for them. They would destroy the network. So Red Panda Mining basically said this: we have been heard. EIP 3368 has been proposed. Reward to 3 ETH, but drops 0.25 every quarter until 1 ETH over 2 years. I'm going to rescind from the show of force to etherchain_org April 1st, and so should all of you unless you are already on Ethermine. And this seems to be like the prevailing thought of the miners right now, but some people are definitely still saying that they're going to continue this, that they don't care who's in and who's not. They're still going to do this show of force. What a bunch of dorks. Like, are these people not just the biggest dorks you've ever heard of? Like, are these not the kids that, like, they got super angry because, you know, somebody, their mom came and took their World of Warcraft game. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Or what's the dorkier one? StarCraft? Okay. So I'm sorry, guys. I know y'all love StarCraft. I ain't never played it. You put StarCraft, Warcraft, and Witchcraft all together. I can't tell you which one's which. Okay. But the point is, these people just make me so angry with how pompous and stupid they are about all this stuff. Like, oh, well, you know what? We can destroy the network if we want to. What does that say about what you're involved in? What does that say? If you have the power to destroy the network by a 51% attack, then you destroy the entire thing. Why? Because you're mad that your mom didn't give you money for V-Bucks? Sorry. Gosh. Make sure my kids are never mad. They always have money for V-Bucks. Point is, guys, this is a big change coming. This, I think, is going to be rolled in with the 1559. Still should be part of the London hard fork. I believe, TJ, did anybody in the chat say what the current block reward is?
They didn't. It's kind of complicated. It's like 2 plus 2.0, 2 plus fees, and you know, but it's about 4 plus fees.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what the current one is. It looks like there's a little bit of a complicated mechanism to determine what it is, but they should be happy in the short term. They should be getting some more money, so I'm sure they're happy with that. Ethereum, TJ always takes those Ethereum mining comments hard because he mines Ethereum in his basement.
I don't take them that hard.
He doesn't. He hates when I get on the miners. I'm sorry, miners, if you still love me. None of the miners like me. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, let's move on here. Tokens to watch. Supply chain tokens see triple-digit gains as the global economy recovers. And this is one of those things where the use case of crypto, the use case of blockchain really starts coming to light. And one of these projects we'll look at in a second, you know, has definitely gotten a really big boost here shortly or recently, which is VeChain. But supply chain tokens see triple-digit gains. Projects like Origin Trail, Walton Chain, and Wabi. I can't believe Walton Chain is still a project.
Yeah, hanging around.
Yeah. Do you guys know about the big Walton Chain giveaway? You remember that, TJ?
Vaguely.
So what happened is, I was really bullish on Walton Chain in like 2018. Walton Chain had decided that they were going to do a contest on Twitter to where they were going to give out free Walton Chain. And the person, their staff member who runs the Walton Chain page, coincidentally also entered the contest and won the contest. Oh, gosh. And so what happened is that the person forgot to switch the accounts. And so they basically said, like, congratulations to all these people winning this contest from the account that they were in where they won the contest from. And it was just a big cluster.
Yeah, I do remember that now.
Yeah, it was a big giant meme for a long time, like the Walton Chain contest. You know, that's the crypto culture stuff you only get on this channel.
I was gonna say that is crypto right there.
That's crypto. So it was hilarious when it happened. Like I didn't win the contest, so it was okay. But you know, you can't have your staff members winning your contests. It doesn't really make sense. So I think the person got fired over that. I'm pretty sure, pretty confident. Over the last few weeks, blockchain projects focusing on supply chains and logistics have seen tremendous growth as the pandemic-induced economic gridlock began to loosen and future concerns related to the global pandemic subside. So here's the thing. I've always said one of the biggest use cases for crypto is supply chain. It's very easy. One day you're going to walk into the store, you're going to eat some, or get something from the store. You're going to be able to scan it with your phone. Oh, look, I see every single place that this was. Whether it's, every pesticide that was used on an apple or every train that it was on. Like, this will all be stuff that's just, right now, we don't think of that, but that'll be taken for granted in the future. Like, oh, of course, why would you not know where everything that you put into your body is from, right? Especially as people become more health conscious. But these three projects are three to watch: Walton Chain, Wabi, and Origin Trail. But the really one, the gigantic one that I love, of course, is VeChain. It's one of our bigger holdings. It's in our top 10 for sure. I'm on the wrong one here. Let's see, where is VeChain coming in at today? VeChain coming in at number 18. It's up 15% on the day. To me, VeChain is a project that blows away the competition in supply chain tracking. Origin Trail, Wabi, Walton Chain, yeah, they're great. Walton Chain and VeChain were definitely like pretty tough competitors there for a while. But in my opinion, I think VeChain is the best out there. They're doing so many different things in the world of supply chain tracking that they are the standard for They are the standard for this market. And because of that, I see them as getting, way far out ahead of the competition when you look at the chart, which, by the way, guys, price coming in today at 7.5 cents. I was making videos on this over the summer when it was below a penny, and I was telling you this one was going to explode very, very, very confidently. This is, to me, is one of the biggest, gainers for this bull market. And we've really seen a transition when it comes to the projects that are popular, where now it's like they're all pretty much DeFi projects that seem to get a lot of the attention. But VeChain is still one with supply chain tracking that I believe has a tremendous, tremendous opportunity. I mean, what business out there do you know that does anything retail or anything with sales that would not be able to use this technology? And it's not just like, something for the store, right? Is the art industry gets bigger, like they've got ways to put these RFID trackers into art, into Gucci shirts, okay? Guys, should I get a Gucci shirt? When we go down to Miami, should I go to the Gucci store?
Why not?
Why not? I'm going to get a Gucci shirt just for y'all. We're all Gucci, I think. So the point is, I think this one's got tremendous upside. And if you were looking back at Justin Bennett, the stuff he was saying, I talk about him all the time because we seem to be bullish on the same projects, and I like that about him. But he said VeChain still has room to run, another 80% to go to catch up to Cardano. Because we talked about when ADA was really running, how it looked like VeChain was the next to get one of those massive breakouts. And I think we can definitely still see this. He sees it getting to 10 to 15% in the next few weeks, which would be absolutely massive if you're into VeChain. He says he won't be selling any at 10 to 15 cents, haven't sold any. I got these things. I don't even really look at them. I don't even really look at our holdings that much anymore because I just know they're going to go up, and that's a good thing. Okay, let's go to the India crypto ban. What's the price at? God, we've been dumping ever since we've been on air here today. Bitcoin price 55.8. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, so the India crypto ban, guys. India to make holding Bitcoin illegal. What are they going to do? They're just going to walk down the street and look if somebody's got a Bitcoin in their hand? Doesn't work like that, guys. Okay, what a nice little Lego picture they use here for this.
That is cool.
Great stock photography. India is expected to pass a bill that would criminalize cryptocurrencies, according to Reuters report that cites an unnamed government official. And speaking of Twitter, let me see what's going on with old Hodgepodge here. This is a guy I know in real life, and he's got a nice little Twitter account here. But he was talking about this. He's from India. He may be over there right now, actually. He goes over there a couple times a year. And so here's what's important, guys. You have to remember the source, okay? When you're looking at this information and you're looking at these stories, just like we were looking at all of these stories in 2017 with China FUD and them banning crypto. Let me ask you this. Did they ban it? Are they using blockchain and crypto in China? Yeah, they are, obviously. Every place they ever says it gets banned, does it really get banned? No, you can't ban open source software. The only way to attack it is to go through the fiat on and off ramps. But here, this is a guy, who, you guys can look him up, Hodgepodge Options on Twitter. He's a personal friend of mine. I've known him for a long time. And he says, India crypto ban news isn't news. It's FUD. Even if true, and India decides to ban crypto, shouldn't impact price much as the entire subcontinent is a small player in the current crypto space. Either way, though, India needs crypto. And this is a sentiment that we've seen from a lot of people, a lot of BitSquad members that are in India. I'd be really curious if you're in India right now, drop a comment down in the chat and let us know what you think about this whole, this whole ban or whatever the case may be. We hear from people that this is all FUD, 100%. We actually looked at this story here. Let's see, Coin Market Cap, CoinGecko, India ban. I think I'm going to sneeze also.
Bless you.
That was the first time I've sneezed on air. Oh, gosh. Ooh, that sent reverberations through my whole body.
There's the first for everything.
Gosh, that was a little weird, guys. Okay, so let's see where it was. January 20th. Let's see where this was. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago, I feel like. I feel like it was sometime in February.
Yeah. I know none of those look right. But the point is that there was a video or an article saying that India had banned CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap.com. You could not visit their website. They had basically put a digital fence around those websites, and people in India were not, with their IP addresses, were not able to get in there. And what do we see that people say, TJ?
Yeah, everybody in the chat said that's completely not true. They could access it no problem.
Yeah. So we're looking at a story saying that you can't go there, and yet there it is. So, we see this a lot with India. It seems like it's the most manic bipolar government towards crypto ever. Does it not?
Yeah, or it's just a good one to use for clickbait. Like if it is truly just pure FUD, India's known to ban X, Y, and Z all the time, whether it's a medicine or a technology or whatever they feel like they don't understand. So I don't know. But yeah, it is all overhyped. It really never generally turns into anything.
Yeah, so, this story just basically goes on to what they're talking about. This will be let's see, they call it a draconian. That's one of my favorite words, draconian bill. While the details of the bill remain unknown, here's the best parts of it, right? We're going to ban crypto with this gigantic crypto bill. Also, nobody knows what's in it.
Right.
While the details of the bill remain unknown, it would represent the biggest crackdown on crypto for it. What a stupid line from an article.
It is.
It would represent the biggest crackdown on crypto for any major economy. Although digital assets have been banned in China, once again, guys, although digital assets have been banned in China since September of 2017, Chinese people can still legally hold cryptocurrency. In early 2019, a government panel published a draft bill that recommends a jail sentence of up to 10 years for anyone who mines, holds, transfers, or issues cryptocurrency. It's still legal to own crypto assets in India. So where this really takes things further, supposedly, is they're saying not only can you not mine it, but now you can't even hold it. What's wrong with these people? I just can't even. This will be another one of these things that we look back on in 5 years, and they look really stupid, and we look really smart, which seems to happen a lot around here. So let's move on. Let's talk about this Tesla mystery. Guys, this is some fishy stuff. This is really weird, okay? Tesla names Musk Techno King in cryptic regulatory filing. Where's Scooby-Doo? Somebody get him. Okay, Tesla Inc., and we're going to look at this on the website. Pretty interesting. Tesla Inc. added Techno King of Tesla to billionaire chief executive Elon Musk's list of official titles on Monday in a formal regulatory filing that also named finance chief Zachary Kirkhorn Master of Coin. Sounds like, isn't that from Game of Thrones, Master of Coin? It is, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Who was the Master of Coin? It was Tyrion, wasn't it?
Yeah, at the beginning.
Master of Coin. The electric car maker did not elaborate on the reasons for the cryptic new titles in a pair of statements. Let's see. Last month, it revealed it had purchased $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Musk recently promoted Dogecoin, yada, yada, yada. So here is the Tesla website, okay? And you guys can see they have the board of directors, and then they have their leadership. And you guys can see the two people in question, Elon Musk and Zachary Kirkhorn. So I went to their bios on the website here. I would not, you couldn't pay me to drive a Tesla. I'm sorry, you just can't. Would you drive one, TJ?
Not really for me.
They're the dorkiest looking cars I ever saw.
I wouldn't say that.
You know who drives those? Ethereum miners. I'm sorry, if you own a Tesla, I love y'all. I understand why. I understand they're fast. I know people like that. I know people like the electric cars. I'm not down to the electric cars. I'm just saying,
the one thing I've seen, I just don't, they have a little bit further to go to troubleshoot a little bit. When you open the trunk, if there's any water on the back windshield, it just runs right down into the trunk. There's nothing.
Oh, really?
There's nothing to catch the water. There's little stuff like that they still have to work.
Have you
out.
driven one?
No.
I haven't either. People say it's invigorating when they actually get behind there.
I mean, if you're into tech, there's a lot of technology in the car and the software.
I'm into speed, and they say they're very fast. Say they're faster than. I mean, my car can obviously catch it very quickly, but takeoff speed, it'll blow me away.
Right.
And I have almost the fastest car in America, so it's true.
Fastest car in America?
I think it is the fastest made American car.
Oh, American-made car.
Yeah, American-made car. Yeah.
Yeah. Big difference.
There's other models of the Hellcat that are a little faster. I mean, the Demon, but
The way you said it the first time made it sound like you were saying you have one of the fastest cars in the country.
No,
period.
no. I just mean like made in America, the
Stock,
Hellcat.
yeah.
You know, it's 797 horsepower. It's very fast. But they say that even a grandma in a Tesla will blow me away off the starting block. And we might have a new Corvette coming around here pretty soon, by the way. We are getting one pretty soon here that my friend bought. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, that'll be
and
fun.
that thing will also take me. But I'll catch it in a quarter mile. I will catch almost anything in a quarter mile. So
Well, we'll have to find out one day.
Elon is techno king of Tesla and has served as a CEO. So here's the thing. Techno king, what the frick does this mean? Then you go to Zachary Kirkhorn. No offense to the Tesla people. I love you Tesla people, okay? I don't hate you like I hate the Ethereum miners. I can't make a front-handed comment. They're all back-handed. Zach is master of coin. Continued as a CEO. To me, what this says is they're gearing up for more. I think they're going to buy more Bitcoin. A lot of people are always looking at what's the next company that buys a bunch of Bitcoin. We've been looking at Apple. We've been looking at Oracle. We've been looking at a lot of different projects that, you know, would fall under like potential big buys. I think Tesla may be the next to buy more. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think they're
Do you
going
want
to
to come
start
on the
loading.
screen? They miss you. They've hardly seen you at all.
I forgot to push the button. I was reading the chat. A lot of people say the Hellcat's going to get smoked in a quarter mile.
Oh, but wait. By a Corvette?
Or yeah, there's
No. My car will catch. You guys look it up. I will catch them in a quarter mile easily. Now 0 to 60, they will beat me by a pretty good bit.
For the Tesla or the Corvette?
Either one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, my top speed's higher.
But yeah, I could definitely see Tesla being another big company to get their brand behind Bitcoin. I mean, it was interesting with the Saylor interview. He more or less said, the whole reason he got involved in Bitcoin was to make his company relevant again.
Yeah.
And Tesla being the leader in tech, and there's a lot of software things they're doing with their vehicles. It makes sense for them to be involved in the digital currency space, Bitcoin and beyond. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah. Well, it just seems like it's an interesting conversation because, and I've said this, once again, I think I'll be proven right on this. I think in the future, a large part of our economy is going to be based on video games. A large part. Like, maybe even more than half.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think as we go forward into the future, a large part of our economy will become gamified and incentivized. So the difference between what's a video game and what's work and production.
That's what we're seeing with this.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's happening for sure.
Because, like, we Jim's back here in the corner. He got so wrecked last night. He got so wrecked. But here's the thing. We've been talking a lot about, because he's like kind of new to trading and made a lot of money last week. He did really well. And we've been kind of talking about, like, imagine going and working a regular job. No offense to you guys that have regular jobs. I had a regular job for most of my life, or at least about half my working life, I would say. But like when you figure out how easy it is to make money doing some trading or working in blockchain or, having whatever it is, it just seems like going and working at a place 40 hours a week, slaving away for somebody else. Like, it's just not the best way to get the come up. And so when you're figuring out we're moving to a new economy, like this is a new economy that we're heading to, and things are going to be different. This is exactly what you're seeing with Michael Saylor and with Tesla. You're seeing these people say, wow, we sure have been working hard to build these engines, but we ain't making nearly as much money as we are for Bitcoin. Yeah. And this is not just like, this is like a microcosm of what I believe the larger future of the world economy is going to be. When all of our jobs are taken, other than crypto YouTuber, because you'll still need me, when all of our jobs are taken by robots and AI in the future, what are people going to do for money? You think universal basic income is the future? You think universal basic income of giving everybody $1,000 a week forever, like that's going to work? That ain't going to work. People are going to have to come up with new ways to make money. And as everything becomes more gamified, and as video games, especially, like 3/4 of the world will be gamers by the end of next year. That's the number. It's gigantic. We're looking at the virtual real estate. And you guys are so fortunate. Not that you watch this channel. I think you're pretty lucky to do that too. But you guys are so fortunate to already be advanced in your thinking enough to see what's coming. Yeah. Because everybody's not seeing this out there. We are heading to a drastically different place in the world. And you're able to get on a project like Sandbox or Mana or just get involved in trading or Bitcoin and stake your claim now while things are early. this really is like the early days of the internet.
It's so early still.
I see it more and more day after day after day. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. There were times when and we'll move to the next thing here in just a second, but there were times over the last couple of years when like crypto was kind of down and, my channel wasn't doing well and I was like struggling, like, is blockchain in crypto, is it really the next internet? Is it really what I think? Or is it actually like, it's just like the TiVo. It's like TiVo. It's going to be here, and then more technology is going to come and replace it eventually. Are we really seeing a revolution? And the more this year is developing, the more and more and more we see we are in the middle of a revolution. And the opportunity to go back and buy Amazon stock or Google stock in the beginning, that's the opportunity crypto affords you right now. And so I want to pat you on the back as the viewers of the BitSquad and say, you're so fortunate. And I know that you guys like to talk to your family about it and they just don't get it. Like I know how hard that is when especially when you're newer, like you really want to force them to understand what they're looking at. But there's a reason why you're an early adopter and they may not be. So you just give them the information and then they can take it, and do with it what they want. But you are sitting in the catbird seat. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about is the price. As we see, and we've had a nice little rebound here. Nice little rebound on the trade, back up to 32K up. I feel very solid with my position here. But I want to show you guys what happened last night because I was teasing Jim, who's sitting back there in the back. Jim, he got freaking wrecked last night. But the thing is that he wasn't the only one. Pretty much almost every person I know that trades sent me a text this morning. Or like, oh my gosh, Bitcoin dump. I can't believe it. I set a position here and I got liquidated and whatever. And this is what I want to tell you. This will always happen. Literally, this is your Crypto 101. Whatever your nightmare trade scenario is, it will always happen. The gigantic red candle that liquidates you in one wick, it will always happen. So how do you avoid that? How do you keep yourself from becoming a wick statistic? A statistic, if you will.
I like that.
A statistic. How you avoid that is you prepare yourself for those moves, understanding that they will always happen. Like, let's just look at sports, sports handicapping or whatever, right? If you look throughout history, the biggest upsets, like let's take NCAA tournament, right? March Madness is getting going. I could really care less about it this year. First year, I don't even care at all. College basketball is so dead to me. But the point is, for years and years and years, it was a 16 seed will never beat a 1 seed, right? It had never happened ever. We had several number 2 seeds that had been knocked out by a 15 seed, but never had the number 1 seed been knocked off in the first game of the tournament. And then a couple years ago, what happened? Virginia got knocked out in the first round, in the first game. Number 1, taken out by number 16. I don't even remember who the other team was. They did come back and win the championship the next year, which I love. I love that. They were gritty. They came back and they basically, that kind of speaks about volatility, right? Like volatility, like number 1 overall seed, they get knocked out. And then the next year they come back and show like, we really were good. We just had a bad game. Eventually those upsets are always going to happen. You're always going to get that gigantic red candle that liquidates you. There's a few things that you can do in order to keep yourself from going through that. The first thing is just be armed with the knowledge it will always happen. Now, it's not going to happen every day. It's not going to happen every week. But that candle out of nowhere will always come out and crush you. So that's number 1. Be aware. Be aware that that can happen. Number 2 is to make sure that you set stop losses, especially if you're new. So this is what I did last night. I was in profit last night in a little trade I got into. And I didn't want to set a stop loss. Why? Because I felt things were looking good. The charts were looking good. We hadn't had the red diamond yet, a red blood diamond. You guys may feel the stream's a little bit off today. I'm not feeling 100%. I'm only feeling about 75%. I had like a little food poisoning or something over the weekend. But yesterday I was just in the bed all day, really. Other than when I made my video, I wasn't really doing much. And I finally got in one little winning trade last night. And I was like, I think it's bullish. But you know what? Before I go to sleep, let me go ahead and set this stop loss. I was already in profit. The stop loss was in profit itself. And so what happened? Sure enough, last night overnight came in and got me absolutely crushed. So that's number 2. Number 1, be aware this is always going to happen. Number 2, set your stop loss. Number 3, the opposite end. It's okay not to use a stop loss, but you can't just do it willy-nilly, as I like to say. You have to understand the risks of trading without a stop loss. if you were like, you saw our account a couple weeks ago, I guess about 2 months ago, from the beginning of January to the middle of February, we took 4 Bitcoin, which was at the time was only about $80,000. We turned it into $1 million in 6 weeks, right? You guys saw that, right? What do you think I did? Do you guys know what I did with that money? I took half of it and I put it into Bitcoin. I took the other, or I kept it in Bitcoin, and then I took the other half and I bought $500,000 worth of Cardano, right? And I know that may sound like fantasy numbers to some people, and that's okay. It still seems like fantasy numbers to me. But the point is, I pulled the profits out. So that way, when I do run a trade and I say, okay, on this one, I feel really good. I'm okay being liquidated if it happens. I pulled out so much profit, I would have to get liquidated 50 times to ever get back to the negative, okay? So what you have to do is you have to understand the risks of where you're at. You don't want to have $1 million position with no stop loss. Eventually, you will lose that. CryptoFace calls it kamikaze trading. You know, it's when you, the one day where things are just going bad. I guess in poker, that we call it on tilt, right? You're on tilt. You start making bad trades. It doesn't work out. You're losing, and you just go kamikaze style. You just start putting in every trade, trying to, you know, over leverage yourself and things like that, and you will always get hurt. So you have to do things on the front end to make sure that you're not going to fall victim to that. Because I know a lot of people that woke up today and they were absolutely wrecked, especially because yesterday we talked about the CME gap. It plunged way below the CME gap. And so if you'd set that position, you might have got wrecked too. You just have to remember, when you're in a trade and you're looking at the numbers, it seems unfathomable sometimes that the price could drop to your liquidation point. But when you zoom out and you look over the last 2 months, you'll be like, oh, dang, it's a miracle we're even at this liquidation point to begin with. Like, it's a miracle we're even at $56,000 or whatever the case may be. And then you look back on the chart, and a lot of people believe that trading, going long or short on Bitcoin is a 50-50 proposition because it can either go up or it can go down, or it can go up or it can go down. That's false. That's not true. Yes, in any given moment, the price can go up $1 or down $1. But the point is, you can have 2 trades, one where you're shorting and longing, and you can actually get liquidated on both within a 5-minute time frame, right? It's not a long-term up or a long-term down. It's bouncing movements, and it's always going to hit those crazy numbers you never thought it would. So you guys just take that for what it's worth. Be safe with your trading, especially if you're newer. Make sure you're using a stop loss, unless it's literally like, oh, I got a $200 position. I could care less about that money. I just like to ride it to moon. If you have a significant part of your trading that's of your portfolio that's in trading, you have to do the things to keep yourself safe. So I really got lucky last night that I had set that take profit right before all that happened, but I know some people didn't. But you guys remember, you need to take a step back, cool off. That's why I wasn't trading yesterday in the daytime. I took about a 24-hour break from trading because I had been wrecked on Friday and Saturday. But we've made all the money back in just a couple days. So feeling pretty good. We're going to look at more trading this week as we try to get this account back over 100,000, heading to $1 million. That's the goal with this one. So that's all I got, guys. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what happened to you last night, if you got hurt by that trade. And what's that? No, yeah. All right, guys. So drop those comments down below. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.